What up? Welcome to episode 30 of the 30 of the What's Up Cuzzo podcast. I am one of your hosts, Marco. And then we have your other host, the GOAT. Jamel is in the building.
What up? Excited to be here.
Man, it is another fantastic Friday. You know what's funny is I know we talk about movies a lot, and I saw a movie. I don't know if it was I don't know if I saw the trailer online or if I saw a billboard or something, but it was called Freakish Friday, and I was like, that's funny.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, Freakish Friday. Yeah, I don't know how freaky or freakish things got, but I kind of chuckled, to myself. But anyway, how was your week, Cuzzo?
The week, it's kind of smooth. Wasn't bad. I think I'm kind of at that point in summer, to where things are like a blur for me. Because I don't have to be so hustle and bustle. Kids are out of school. The place I work, there's not a lot of people here. So it's just kind of like, what day is it? So it's a good thing and a bad thing because it kind of goes fast and then you're back into it. So all good. How about yours?
I mean, it was good. It was actually pretty busy. Things are, starting to ramp up, even though we don't have a lot of people here, it's a time where, we want to get everything in order, everything working properly, so when things, ramp back up to full speed, we are, in the flow.
No doubt.
It says it's gray hair, huh? Oh, okay. Yeah. So, but it was cool though. I mean, it's good to feel like you've been productive, so that's always a good thing.
Yes, sir.
But man, things have happened.
Indeed, and things will continue to happen as we know it.
Yes, they will. In this week's episode, we dive into the most controversial and talked about headlines. First, well, it may not be first. We're gonna break down Joy Taylor and her exit from Fox Sports 1. Then we're gonna talk about Mayor Karen Bass of our esteemed Mayor Karen Bass, of Los Angeles. How she's found some extra money, to give to people affected by ICE raids. Then we're going to talk about an unfortunate situation, a manager at McDonald's who was her life was taken in Detroit. Then we got some beef, in these streets. RG3 and McDonald's, RG3 and Shaq go at it over Angel Reese. We'll talk about that. And then Uno. If we could get to all of these, we can. We'll do our best. But yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. Let's see what we got. Let's see. We'll actually go locally, and then we'll go out from there. Let's see here. There we go.
LA Mayor Karen Bass taking some action, signing an executive order in response to federal immigration raids. One part of her plan, direct cash assistance for families impacted. Tonight, one of the people who's leading that effort joins us live. Conway Collis is the president and CEO of the Mayor's Fund for Los Angeles. Welcome. Thanks so much. So how do these cards work and who gets them?
Well, first of all, thank you. Thank you for covering this, because so often what gets covered is just bad news. There are things that are going really well, and the cards are one of them. And so look, this is for documented, undocumented people. It's for people in need. And I think what's important, they'll be distributed through nonprofit organizations, through the city's family source centers, through a variety of ways that it actually gets to people directly, and they can use it directly. What's important, I think, is that it doesn't only help the people who are getting the cards. It helps all of us. Because what affects one of us and helps them from becoming homeless helps all of us.
So this is not taxpayer money. This is not direct government assistance. This is private money that's been donated for the idea of helping people. That's an important thing to point out. But there's still a lot of people who feel like helping undocumented people, even with private money, is incentivizing people to break the law and be here. They shouldn't be rewarded for being undocumented. What do you say to those people?
These are our neighbors. The fact is that they're people in LA. They're doing the work. They're supporting families. They're working in restaurants and hospitals and health clinics. They're people that are doing a lot of the work in Los Angeles. The fact is that, look, it's not that we're encouraging people to come here illegally. It's saying that, look, for productive people in Los Angeles who are contributing to Los Angeles life, and most are, that it's important to at least be sure that they're living at a reasonable standard.
So how do you get a card?
So the nonprofits will be reaching out to people. There'll be numbers that are and addresses for people to call in and walk in who are eligible for the cards. And there are lots of nonprofits whose business it is to serve people directly who will be just.
You're muted.
Yeah, so just to stop it right there, just to add some more context to this. So they're going to be cash cards with a couple $100 supposedly to those who lost income or who are able to work due to fear of arrest or deportation. And so again, like these said, these cards are supposed, these funds are supposed to be raised via philanthropic ways, from people who want to donate. But I don't know. What do you think about this, Cuzzo?
A lot of the information is subversive. You have a mayor taking private money, to help, with situations with the ICE raids and everything like that. To me, I get it. It's part of charity trying to help people, but it's just subversive in terms of what, your president is attempting to do. I get, some people feel like it's right or wrong. I understand that. But, taking in private money, where's the money coming from? Is it going to go out to help anybody truly? And anytime I hear donated money or donations or philanthropy, I'm always asking, well, where does the money come from? Because you don't really share information enough with the public so they can understand what's truly happening. You're only giving bits and pieces, and that doesn't really inform anybody of anything truly. It just gives you a foundation and a basis or a story, to give to people so that you can say that you fed them something. It's not really offering any substance. It's not really offering any, validity in the situation. It's just giving you, vague basis, to go on. So I truly feel like, this is just another step in, whatever ploy that they have going on, for the city of Los Angeles to continually do what they've been doing. It started with natural disasters, now we've moved to ICE. Like, it's just feel like this is a part of a plan that they have going on that the people at large really don't understand or know what's happening. We can only speculate, but that really doesn't give people, the right type of information to really make informed decisions, on what's happening, for them to be informed. If people are informed and they're educated, then they can truly understand what you're doing, whether it's right or wrong. If you don't really inform people and you don't educate your people, then they can't make informed decisions. They're going to be ignorant to the facts. And I just feel like listening to the guys there, he didn't say anything, but just give you, okay, we got some cards, some magical gift cards from these people over here that is private money. We don't know where the private money can be coming from.
Right.
Because you say something and it sounds good, it sounds wholesome, that doesn't tell me anything. It can be coming from the cartel. It can be coming from Israel. It can come from anybody's L. We don't know.
Right.
That's my thing. So I'm just like, okay, well, I'm listening, but you haven't given me anything to really build confidence in me that you guys are doing the right thing.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. They go to cough. Gotta clear my throat. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't really give much information. He tried to make it appear that he was giving information to ease everybody's worries or concerns, but he really didn't, share much with us. It was just like a lot of word salad, as some people will call it.
Mm.
And the thing is, so he said like a couple different things. First, he said that it's for anybody who. First, he said that it could be for documented and undocumented, right? So how does that work? Like, and then at the end, he said for those who qualify. So is it for illegal immigrants that were, I don't know. Was it for illegal immigrants who can't work or got deported or whatever the case is? I don't know. There's not really much criteria that he gave us. He kind of like just talked around in circles. And just the whole point, I'll just go to that, of them getting money. Why isn't this type of thing possible when people that have been here, I'll say that, legal or illegal, I'll just say, that have been here, and people that are citizens, why can't these type of things happen? Why can't this mysterious money or funds, appear and be able to help people who are in need right now? We got a lot of homeless people out there. We got people who, suffered, because their houses were burned down in these fires. That I think you dropped the ball on, UN and the governor. But these funds are nowhere to be found when you have other people in need.
Mm.
And the other thing is that you guys, it's like a slap in the face, to the citizens, who are here. It's a slap in the face. And you could be lying to us. This could be coming from us, from taxpayers.
Mm-hmm.
And we won't know at all. I mean, we won't have an idea. I mean, we probably could do a FOIA. I don't know. I don't know if this is something we could do a FOIA on, but you've lied to us many times, so what makes it, what makes me believe that you're not lying to us now? And
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I had a lot to say. Maybe I overthought it, but there was some other things that I wanted to bring up that I'm having brain fog right now. But
Good.
it's just ridiculous to see her continually, be a mockery and a joke. Like that's what this is to me. It's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
I had a conversation with somebody very, very close to the family, and he is dang, maybe I shouldn't even said that. But this person is from Mexican descent, right? And his family at some point came over here, illegally.
Mm-hmm.
But he also stated, something that I've been saying for a long time. And I know we going into this. I don't want to go too deep into that because the conversation is not about that. But he said, like, it's about doing things the right way. like I'm sure like maybe his grandparents or whatever, like you're here because of me. But he also said, like, if you've been here for, 10, 20, 30, 40 years, why haven't you, done it the right way?
Mm-hmm.
And this is another one of those things, like we shouldn't be rewarding these people who haven't decided to do it the right way. I mean, just plain and simple. It's not fair to your citizens. It's not fair to the people who actually went through the proper process to do it the right way. It's not fair. And I know that, this is what I was gonna say where I had a brain fog. I know there's a underlying reason why you're doing this, why you're coming to everybody's defense, because guess what? When it's time to vote again, I don't know, I'm just speculating. But when it's time to vote again, guess what? I looked out for you. I scratched your back. So I don't know. Maybe you'll see it in your heart to scratch mine. You remember that time? When y'all needed some money and I gave you those cards? Remember that? I need a few of y'all to vote for me. I'm just saying.
That's truth. That's definitely true.
Just saying, I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to talk about.
No, I'll let it go. That was definitely some great points because we do have, a lot more to get to. So I don't want to keep holding this over.
If you don't get to one, man, you share your piece. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, that was good. I mean, I didn't have anything else to share on it. I mean, we pretty much both touched it. So
touch it, bring it.
Exactly.
All right. So next. I don't know how it started. Actually, I do know how it started. So I don't know if you know the background of the whole Angel Reese Shaq beat.
No, I don't.
So what happened was, Angel Reese RG3. So it happened. We talked about actually one of the things when RG3 said that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Remember that when she fouled her hard and she tried to
yeah.
Okay. So he reacted to that. And I'm just taking it at RG3's words, so I don't believe it. Or I'm not gonna say it's fact or not, but from what RG3 stated is that Angel Reese threw his wife and kids into it, and he said he didn't talk about her personally. He was just talking about her. I don't know. That's what was said. He was he said he threw she threw his family into it, and so then somebody posted on Twitter a picture of the NBA 2K cover because Angel Reese is going to be on the WNBA version of that. So they posted a picture of
should have been Aja, but I get it.
Of a monkey in a suit with her in her jersey, you know what I'm saying? And so he responded to it, which the person only had a few hundred followers. So he responded to it and retweeted it and was like, I had some difficulties with Angel Reese and I don't, but I don't believe in anything racist. So for you guys who are out there are racist, you can not like her, but don't be racist. So basically, because his platform is a lot larger, it put more eyes on it, right? Because some people have first thought he had did. I would show it, but I will refrain from showing. I'll show it to you offline.
Okay.
We finally got unblocked.
Right. We don't want to get black right back.
We don't no problem. No problem. So let's see. We're gonna play. Let me see. Is it sharing? No, it's not. There we go.
Tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese. I'm punching your face. Okay? It's enough. Like, I don't usually do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job, you got your podcast, leave my Angel Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her not to respond. And stop it. That's the last time. Okay? Thank you. Sorry about that. And
okay. Yeah, that was it. So yeah.
Did you think, man, like all these people are laughing at people? Like all these people know each other. All these people in in the industry have each other's numbers, you know. So it's just kind of like they go out here, and I know some people are not connected as well as others are connected, but I just kind of think like, man, are they just like having a good time, you know, putting the wolves over everybody's eyes out here fake fighting on these internet streets? But
I don't know. I've never thought about that. I don't know.
yeah, because I just think how Shaq is and how he carries himself, how he seems like he is, you know, it's a phone call, and to get online and say something like that, I think that's like out of his character.
Well, I
Like
don't
you,
know if you know how Shaq is though. Shaq is a big kid. You know what I'm saying?
right? I get that.
And the reason why I say that is because he if you know what I'm saying, one up or do something that's bigger than him, he's gonna try to do something bigger. So he's gonna want more eyes on it than just a tweet because he's always on social media. So to your point, he could have easily tweeted back to him, but yeah, he didn't.
Right. So like as they say, you know, all publicity is good publicity, you know, good or bad. So they use this to create controversy because drama and controversy is what people like to watch. You know, it's just what it is. But to the point of the video, I could kind of see, you know, where Shaq's coming from. You know, Angel Reese is his girl. You know, so he, you know, wants to protect her. You know, he wants to protect her brand, and you know, as he should. You know, that I kind of see it from where he's looking at it. You know, I see what RG3 was attempting to do, but it backfired. Like, yeah, don't put that on your platform because you know more people are going to look at it. So you don't have to respond to it. You know, if it's somebody that has 200 followers, then nobody would have seen it. A few people here and there. I don't think it would have went viral, you know, unless you didn't respond to it. So that's my spiel.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like you said, you know, any controversy is good for business, you know. So I don't know, did RG3 do it intentionally? You know, like people said, you know, that's what people are speculating. Like, hey, if I have Shaq, I could get Shaq involved. I don't know. Maybe he didn't know Shaq was gonna get involved. That could be one thing. But now you have Shaq, you know, coming out on that podcast that he was on, and you know, saying something. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go right to RG3's page, try to see what Shaq is talking about. And so now you have all this traffic that all these people who, you know, follow Shaq, like Shaq exactly, right over there. And then the other thing too is the podcast he was on. I think they maybe had like 100. I'm sorry, not 100. They had about 1,000 or so, 1,500 subscribers. You know what I mean? So it was a smaller podcast. I mean, bigger than ours, but you know, we gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get there. But anyway,
we're on our way, man. I think we got like 9,000 hours to go.
Oh man. Yeah. We on our way, man.
Right.
But anyway, they only had about 1,500 subscribers, but now that blows up their podcast because people are going over there trying to see, you know, what the conversation was. So I mean, good for them. You know what I mean? Good for RG3 too.
Yeah.
You know, but I would say this, that I get it. You know, I don't know if you knew this, but she is signed to Reebok. And Shaq is the president of Reebok.
Okay.
She being Angel Reese. And so she went to LSU. So he went to LSU. So I don't know, maybe he sees her as like a sister, you know, type.
Right.
You know, but then I don't know. He was on her podcast talking about she needed to wear booty shorts. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't see that podcast, so I don't know why.
He was on her podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. But we could talk about that. But I don't know, man. I just, if I was in RG3 shoes, you know, I don't know what his intentions were. You know, if they, you know, where we talked about, I have no idea. You know, but for Shaq to tell me he's gonna punch me in the face,
Mm-hmm.
Bro, please. You know what I'm saying? We grown, man. We both got too much to lose. You just talking.
RG3 say, please punch me in the face so I can get some of that money.
Money on. Yeah, you might. Yeah, for sure. That's for sure.
That's what he about to do. He about to take you right to court and tap the pockets.
Man, he over there plotting, man, to post something else. He's trying to find something else.
Figure it out, man. You got
Hey, man, I'm over here brainstorming, man. Hey, so I could get punched in the face.
Man, Carlton Banks is definitely thinking about, how much he can get out of him. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, I just think it was. I think he did bring too much attention to it, though. In all honesty, But from the other side of it, I don't know. Shaq is, a big dude. And I know nobody wants to get punched by him, but man, he ain't about to be out here in these internet streets punking me. Not over no podcast. Guess what? I'm about to talk my ish until you see me in the streets. Now, when you see me in the streets, that might be different.
Well, first of all, Shaq can't catch nobody, especially RG3. RG3 is definitely quicker and faster than Shaq. So you're going to have to corner him. And, that's probably the only way it's going to happen. And even then, I could probably still get away from you. So, ain't nobody scared of Shaq,
Man, some people out there scared of him, man.
It might be some people, but most people ain't. Because, like you say, Shaq be shacking the food a lot,
Right.
So,
well, I can't run as fast on my knee, so you might be right next to each other. I need a head start.
See what I'm talking about? Yeah, I can't help you right there. Yeah, you gotta,
hey,
you gotta take your lumps, man, and go from that point.
Damn, man, you ain't gonna, like go behind them, get on all fours and go. Pause. I'm sorry. Pause. That sound bad. That sound bad. That sound real bad.
Definitely not. That's a negative. That's a negative.
Oh my God. Oh, hey, you know how they used to do in the movies though, like they get down and you push them,
right?
And he flip and he fall down. Hey,
all over, yeah.
That's what I meant, man. Excuse me. I know
Gotcha.
that sounded real bad, man. Big pause on that one.
All good.
Yeah,
I got you now. Yeah, that may or may not work. We don't know.
Man, I don't know. We'll see.
I'll definitely put my leg out.
Charles Barkley got him. You know what I'm saying? So, hey,
okay.
Yeah. Charles Barkley slammed this big when they was in the NBA.
Oh, okay.
In his prime, So,
okay.
I'm sure I'll be able to get him anyway. We'll see how this plays out moving forward. You know what? I did have one other question for you. What's your take on the ongoing criticism of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark?
It's good for business. That's my take. So they're doing everything they need to do to keep having people come back, to watch the product, to have people keep talking about it, so it may not be fair in some cases, but I'm pretty sure they're all on the same page. Like I tell people, it looks different in the front versus what's going on in the back, so that's my take.
Yeah. Why do you think that, some of these people don't get it? Like those people being, some of these women, other women in the WNBA, because I hear a lot of them. They feel like they are the people who started, like in the movie, I started this gangster shit. Is that the thanks I get? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you have these two new players, fairly new. This is their second year.
Right.
And they're getting all the attention.
Well, if everybody understands and realizes that you are not the main character, although you want to be, you're not the star, not the star of the show. So the faster you recognize that and realize that and, play your part in your role in position and, do the best you can with that, you're able to get more out of that than trying to worry about why you're not in another position.
Yeah, I heard this other basketball player. I think she has a podcast too. But that whole thing is, that they may potentially strike.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't get, what they feel they deserved. And so
Mm-hmm.
she did a breakdown of like the NBA players get 50%. And this is off of her breakdown. So this is just me going off of what she had. But the NBA players get 50% of what the NBA makes. And then the WNBA gets 9.3%. And so her question was like, where's the money, other money going? Yeah, I get that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure the owners take a nice big chunk of that,
Mm-hmm.
But then, excuse me, her other point was, what about the women? Like, why are we getting such a small part of this? And the thing that she didn't factor in is that they're still not profitable.
Yeah.
What business can you run, and if you continually are in the red, that business is going. I mean, you're going out of business. If you stay in the red, you're going out of business. But now you have somebody who's a group that's subsidizing, your business.
Mm-hmm.
Another business subsidizing your business. Now you want more of the pie. That don't make sense.
Right. Yeah, you have to have a profitable, a competitive product. If you are wanting more of the pie, there has to be a reason why you get it. If you're not offering, more to create that pie, like if you didn't buy all these ingredients to put in the pie and to make it, then why do you feel like you should get a bigger piece?
I want all of it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So unless I bought the pie, like I go to Marie Callender's, I go and get me a lemon cream cheese pie.
Mm-hmm. Are you like that? That's one of your favorites?
That's fire, bro. I'm telling you.
Man.
If I do eat something like that, yeah, it's fire. But then if I buy the pie, and I don't want to share it, I don't have to. But if someone else, you could give me like $5, all right, you get this little piece right here. Man, I want some more. You didn't put in on this, man. You get what you got.
You didn't put in on this?
Right. That's what I'm saying. So it's just kind of like when people don't understand business in general and they just want and feel like they deserve something, you didn't earn it to think like you deserve it. So once you understand that, then you'll have a better thought process on it.
Well, I think that's a challenge. It's because they're going out there, they're practicing hard, they're playing in the games.
Nobody's forcing you. Nobody's forcing you to do this. This is all by choice.
Well, again, they feel like they earn more, and they're the more attention is on them.
But how though? Like when the money's not there.
Just saying I'm saying this is what they're thinking, like that I'm going out there performing, we're getting more eyes on us. Why is it that we can't get more of the pie?
It's the same thing at your job or my job. I could be going out there and more people could know I'm in this position, but I'm still doing the same job. And if I go ask for more money, they could say yes or no. Well, everybody knows that I do this job well. Well, okay. We can look at the numbers to see if it's feasible based on the job that you're doing, and is that bringing in more revenue for us to allow us to pay you more.
Right.
So you got to look at it that way too. Yeah, you're getting more eyes, but are people showing up to the games, buying more tickets?
Hey, don't bring that up, man.
Are y'all selling out? Are y'all selling out the stadiums? Is people buying y'all jerseys? Merchandise.
We don't want to talk about that, man.
I'm just saying. Those are the things that we got to think about. And it sounds bad, but it's logic.
I mean, I know that that's what the people who are wherever this money is coming from, the NBA, whatever fund it comes from in the NBA, I know that's what they're thinking about. That's why, you know, the salaries are where they are. We could sustain things at this particular price. Now, again, like I said, this is another conversation we kind of had already. If you look at the NBA, like them cats, when the NBA, you know, like the 60s, 70s, like them cats, some of them cats still had to work. And they were playing. So that's kind of where they're at right now. Like some of them don't have to work, some of them have to work still, you know, but then you're getting to the point, actually some of it you're further along. Like you have, you know, people like the Angel Reeses, the Caitlin Clarks, the Asia Wilson, you know, who has shoe deals, you know, things like that. So they're not necessarily making all of that money on the, you know, as far as their play, but they have endorsements. So I mean, you have to get in where you fit in, ladies. You know?
Yeah, brother. You said it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And
So,
I kind of skipped around. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, man, that money is coming from the same place that's funding these cards Karen Bash just signed. That's where the money's coming to fund the WNBA's private money.
So they need to go in line and get some cards.
No, I'm just saying, like, yeah, I mean, the WNBA has been funded. You're saying by the NBA, but money's coming. We don't know all from where.
Right.
So, yeah, it's interesting.
We should have had that guy come up and explain it. Yeah, excellent, terrible job. Yeah,
definitely should have.
Yeah. So anyway, we will close that out. Shout out to Shaq and RG3. Hopefully they figure it out.
Oh, they will.
But let's see. I think I jumped around too quickly. So, Gavin Newsom and Trump, they at it again. Gavin Newsom is mad because Trump pulled funding for a high-speed rail. Let's see.
President Trump, we have some breaking news. Just in moments ago, President Trump saying that he is ending government funding for California's high-speed rail project. The president says the rail that was promised does not exist and never will. The bullet train was supposed to connect LA to the Bay Area. It was originally expected to cost $33 billion, but now estimates range between $89 billion and $128 billion. Governor Newsom responded saying California is putting all options on the table to fight this legal action. We have some breaking news.
Yes, sir. You want to start or you want me to go first?
You go ahead. Someone hear what you got to say.
Oh, man, this dude, Gavin Newsom, is funny. Say least. I was gonna say he's a joke, but he is that too.
Clown show.
Big clown show. Big Krusty, the clown, for sure. Yeah. He started this project. I think this project was actually voted for in 2008. And so it's been over, 15, years, or so that this project started. And so initially the project, I know they didn't say this in the video, but I kind of did my own research. Is initially, they did say this part. Initially, it was supposed to go from San Francisco to LA. And unfortunately, I don't know what happened. The funding, it seemed like the money was still coming because it was still getting funded. But now they shortened it for Bakersfield to Merced, California. Who the hell is going to Bakersfield? Who the hell is going to Merced? Nobody.
College students.
Not for it to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, college students is not spending enough money to go on this high speed rail all the time, and so that's a question that I've had for a long time. You know, one with along with other questions, and we had the conversations about this before. Like, where is this money going? So, if you imagine in 2008, the cost of material, the cost of labor was a lot cheaper. So they said, I think they said it roughly would have been about $33 billion to build. Now, 10, 15 plus years later, 80 or 90 to $100+ billion to complete this. And so it's like a black hole. It seems that's what it seems like. Like this money is being given to somewhere. Maybe this is the private fund that he was talking about. Maybe all this stuff that we talking about all match up together. You know what I'm saying? These cars that they get, maybe that's where the money went. I don't know, man. It just seems this money was going somewhere. You know, the money for the homeless, maybe all of this money is going to the same place. They were saving this for a rainy day to give out some cash cards. But I think it's ridiculous that he is fighting this because of $4 billion is being taken away or not, that money is being used for something else. Like you had this one, I don't know if you saw it, but it was like this one stretch, maybe like a couple blocks long that they completed, no rail done, no railroad laid down. Like, bro, like what is going on?
Yeah.
Like, how long is it gonna take for this rail? And then his excuses, we're just gonna let China just beat us out and everything. Like, bro, are you serious?
Clown show.
Big Krusty, the clown. Bobo the clown.
Right. Sideshow
Bob type. Yeah. Crazy. And you know what the other thing too is? He's continually wasting the taxpayers' money. Homeless project, the high-speed rail, and guess who's gonna have to pay for the lawsuits that he's filing? Dun, 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 the taxpayers. All these lawsuits Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom are filing, we get to pay for it. And I don't even agree with it.
No private fund there.
No warning, no anything. Like, oh, guess what? I'm gonna file a lawsuit, but guess what? You're gonna pay for it. When they start coming out their own pockets, which we know they don't have to do, but there has to be some type of accountability, and it's nothing that actually it is something that we could do. We could just choose better and not allow them to get in office.
Game is rigged.
It could be. It could be, but the thing is that all the people that say, and this is another thing, all the people that say, my vote don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? If we put our votes together, they may matter a little better. Because guess what? This is a epiphany I had last night because this was a conversation that was brought up. But it's not anything crazy. If the people that look like us, I mean, it's a lot of us. They know a lot of us are not going to vote. So guess what? All they got to do is appease a few of us, the few of us that are going to vote. But now when more of us turn out to vote and have our voices be heard, then it's going to be a challenge. Then they're going to start to get, that's when they're going to start to get nervous because they're going to have to figure something else out. So I know I'm chatting. I'll go ahead and let you hop in.
No, those are all great points.
I went all over the place.
I mean, those are all great points. I mean, I saw the same thing you saw where they had a little bit of a build, then it's just pretty much just grandstanding, grandstanding and saying nothing, So that's why it's just kind of like you get tired of hearing, nothing, because people are saying stuff, but nothing is coming out. Nothing is really getting done. You know, everything is going in a circle per se. So that's all. That's it. That's all. We can move to the next topic.
That's it.
I spoke on it first.
I went first. What do you mean?
I spoke on it first. It's the same thing. It's the same topic. That's all right. We can move on. We can move on.
Well, I have something else to say then. I'll have something else real quick.
Go ahead.
So there was a rail project that was done in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It was completed in 2023, and it goes from Miami to Orlando. What did they? And it's not specifically known as a high-speed rail, but from what I read, it could go up to 125 miles an hour.
Mm.
That's decent amount of speed.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what is the difference? Like, why is it that our rail is taking so long? Like, is this going to be, I don't know. It just seems weird. But anyway,
well, it's a lot of things that needs to go into it: permits, zoning. Where's the rail going through? Sometimes it's eminent domain issues. You know, if there's something that's already there or close to it. You know, so there's a lot of little intricate things. Money, you got to have the manpower, the plans. Yeah, you'll have plans, but it's like, okay, you got to do a lot of treatments, foundation, soil treatments. It's a lot of different things. You can't just go start building stuff places and expect it to hold up. So
no, I get that. And even if you start at let me start the rail in San Francisco and build it down to, a certain point,
mm-hmm.
and like do that gradually and work your way through it, like, piece it together.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that, I get that all those things are involved, but 15 years, and it's really 17 years from the time it was voted on by the California, by the people in California, and now it's 2025. That's 17 years. So I don't think it takes 17 years to get that stuff figured out. And I'm assuming they do that, they plan and try to figure a lot of this stuff out, like the zoning, permits, and things like that, prior to even proposing this, because they want to know what they have, like, how are you going to accomplish this?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm sure how to accomplish this part was already, well, it should have been already figured out, but something went awry. But yeah, we'll move on to the next thing, sir. Let's see what we got. We did that already.
Man, we're doing good. What's 3 topics?
And I don't know if that's doing good or not, man. Oh, we forgot about the most important one.
Which one?
Joy Taylor.
Oh man, I know. Or
Yeah, I didn't have a video,
thumbnail.
so that's why.
Yeah, thumbnail.
Yeah. Joy Taylor is out at FS1. They decided to part ways with the peanut butter skin, with the what Jason, what I say, big racks. And now I'm not talking about money. They decided to part ways with her. What do you think about that? Because actually, I'll just add this. There was some speculation of some stuff going on off camera. So yeah, what do you think about that, Cuzzo?
Stuff going on camera, like producing, or like
Nah, not producing.
like
what? I don't know how to put this, but yeah, some stuff going on with the employees, with the workers.
Extra curricular activities.
I don't know. They could have been playing tennis. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know.
Somebody was hitting something. That's basically what it was.
Well, here's the thing. She had a great ride. No pun intended. And
her ride might have been trash. We don't know.
Well, neither here nor there.
Okay.
But I mean, just looking at it from the outside, just pure speculation. The show kind of ran its course. I think for a certain period of time, you get, a certain figurehead that gets popular, based on, look. I think she had, all those great things. Her takes on everything was pure trash to me. I'll just say that. And I just think people were entertained, just by her presence, her character. Again, I'll say that. And that's it. Once I don't know if it's producers, it can be, people that are part of the show, that say, hey, we need to make a change, or we need to do this, or we need to do that. Maybe, she kind of, got on somebody's bad side, It could be a number of different things. We don't know. But, for me, it's not like a yay, I'm excited that she lost her job, because I wasn't even watching, to be honest. Of course, you'll catch a couple of takes here and there, because she was always on my boy, Prescott head, because I'm a fan. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, so I always be like, huh? What is she
Sorry to hear that.
So sorry to hear that. You don't have to be sorry. You can be careful, though. Yeah, we'll see how this shit, by the way. Listen, bro. Listen. Don't start none of that.
Man.
But anyways, I would just be like, man. And then sometimes I would just kind of catch some things and listen. It's like, to me, it was just pure entertainment. There was not a lot of journalistic style, to her presentation. It was just more of like satire stuff in terms of, if we come in, we sit down, we have a conversation, and you would like that you see an attractive young lady, have some type of knowledge of the game. Not really towards X's and O's, but you know who the people are, what position they play. So you can guys have like a banter to go back and forth. And guys typically enjoy that. It's kind of like I don't want to say a breath of fresh air, but it's just like, oh, okay, cool. She was cool. She, watches the sport, and she was cool to talk to and go back and forth with. It's kind of like back in the day when you had like that homegirl, she was not a tomboy, but she would do a lot of the things that the boys do, but she was still kind of feminine if you had a friend like that. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Again, there could be other things going on, of course, behind the scenes, as you alluded to earlier on. So, I'm not sure what happened.
Hey, I that wasn't me.
No, I'm just saying, you said, yeah, that she,
Well, based on what it's speculated, not me. I didn't speculate.
Allegedly.
I just, talked about the
man, ever since you
speculations.
got that strike, man, from YouTube,
Hey,
over
I'm just trying to.
man, you toed the line hard, man.
Hey, man.
You in the big top circles right now, man. You don't want to fall.
Oh man, so you said I'm in there with RG3. Wait, who?
Man, you right along.
Man.
But yeah, I mean that's just my take on it, man. What you got, Cuzzo?
You know what? I didn't really watch her show either. She's been doing a tour podcast as a recent. Like she's been on like I don't even know how many it's been. But I know like Paul Pierce, she's been there. She's been on a couple other. I think the one with Lou Williams, she's been on that one. And just to hear her takes on how she lives her life. And I know it's personal stuff, but she's talking about it. So I mean,
it's not
yeah.
personal if you're talking about it.
Yeah.
You want people to know about it.
Right. So she, she talked about how, she deals with men and things like that.
This is all news to me.
Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like to hear that there was things going on behind the scenes, I mean, makes me think, It may be true. I don't know. It could be true. Let me say that. Could be true. YouTube, you heard me right. Said it could be true. Yeah. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Hey man, we've been delivered, man. We got, you know, the got it lifted. But anyway.
I know, man. So stop calling it out, man. You messing up the algorithm right now. Just
all
relax.
right. Cool.
Right.
All right, let's see. All right. Yeah. Anyway, I never, like I said, I never really watched her show. She, from what I understand, she's been around a long time, and I did hear a lot about some of the stuff that was related to her getting hired. They had
you saying stuff, man, but you ain't said what type of stuff. Like, what are you hearing?
Well, so she was a bartender in Miami, and I think she had a radio show. And so she somehow got a meeting with one of the representatives, one of the guys that they say that she was messing around with. And they were starting a show, you know, with two guys, a debate show, and that was Undisputed with Shannon and Skip. And so she didn't really have any experience in this particular, you know, field. You know, I mean, I know her brother is, you know, Jason Taylor. He played football, but that doesn't, you know, necessarily mean you have the.
It's news to me. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, Jason Taylor is her brother. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So, she ended up getting this show, and you know, to your point, her takes are trash, and that's what a lot of people, you know, said around, you know, the business, you know, that her takes were trash. But sex sells. She, you know, I'm not gonna lie, she's not ugly. She's a pretty young lady. You know, she's
right.
Yeah, she is. So, but they said that she was doing more, you know, than just being pretty. You know, that she was, you know, rubbing some elbows and rubbing some other stuff. That's what I heard.
Cocoa butter. All right.
Yeah, cocoa butter, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Shea butter, cocoa butter. Yeah.
All the butters. All right.
And then so I just think this thing like kind of came to a head, you know, no pun intended. No pun intended, but
you batting 1,000 tonight. Okay.
Hey man. Yeah, I think it came in and they just decided, you know, not to renew her contract because of one, the show was garbage, the ratings were low, and then two, because of those things that were happening on the back end that, you know, she, you know, we haven't heard anything else really about it, like any court dates or anything like that. But I think they just kind of, you know, said we're just gonna let things, you know, ride out. Now the messed up thing about that is that let this be somebody of opposite sex, and a man says, you know, I mean, a woman says, oh, he did this or he was involved in this. Usually it turns out a lot different. I mean, we just talked about it last week, Ben McLemore.
Yeah.
You know, it was his word against hers, and she won. We've heard a lot of these cases, his word against hers, and she usually wins, you know, and now in this case, stuff is being said. It was her hairdresser who talked about this stuff that was going on. Like she got approached by somebody, one of the higher ups, and Joy told her, "Hey, like chill out." And she also like it was just some other stuff. I don't want to go too deep into that stuff, but I think, you know, it kind of just came to a head, and you know they decided just to let things play out and not renew her. You know, and nobody likes to see anybody lose their job. You know, of course. But you know, if the ratings are low, you know, nobody's watching your show, then you got to go.
Look at you.
You heard that, right?
Right.
You heard that, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then, you know what? And it wasn't just her, though. Like on that show, Speak, I think it was Speak. It was like Paul Pierce, I think Keyshawn Johnson, and her, and I think maybe Ocho was on one of those shows too. But that show was trash. I know with Keyshawn Johnson, I think that's the same show. Keyshawn Johnson was like, "Oh, I've never seen LeBron like posterize somebody or something like that. I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even like LeBron like that, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Keyshawn, what are you talking about, bro?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so she wasn't the only one with bad takes. He was too.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she knew. You think she knew this already? It's like she knew that, you know, what was gonna go down.
I mean, I don't know. She possibly could have. I mean,
and the reason why I asked that though is because, like I said, she's been on a lot of podcasts before the news actually came out.
Right. So she probably knew that her contract wasn't getting renewed. You know, I'm not in the entertainment industry, so I don't know how the cycle goes, but you know, she probably, you know, was told or heard something was going to happen. She probably was given a heads up maybe before it actually happened. So, yeah, you know, you got an agent or a publicist, they're going to tell you to get out there and, you know, get on all the platforms you can to keep your name relevant and hot. So, you know, if something happens or you're not there anymore, you know, you'll still be getting deals and sponsorships and however else you can earn income, you know, in the entertainment industry.
100%.
You know,
where do you think she lands next? Because I've heard rumors about her potentially being on the show with Gilbert Arenas.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, I think she would fit right into that arena. You know,
I don't know if it's going to be Gil's arena, but like maybe because Gil has been on the show with Skip a lot recently. I'm sorry, Skip. He's been on the show with Stephen A. a lot recently. And so I don't know. I've heard rumors, you know, that he could potentially be on the show. She could potentially be on the show.
Yeah.
With Gilbert. So
okay.
And then actually the other question is, you know, because we don't really know about that yet, but do you think the whole Joy Taylor thing could affect other female voices in this same, you know, area? Like
No,
media?
no, I think if you're talented and you have a pedigree, you've done the work, you have training, you won't be affected. Now, even, you know, the next pretty face, they won't be affected because this is something that's been done for generations and generations. It's nothing new, you know. They've been putting pretty faces in spaces and places that did not earn it for a long time, you know, or doesn't have the background training, I would say, to even be in that space. If you don't have the experience, then how did you get this job?
How they get in there?
Yeah, how did you get in there? And of course, you got to know somebody. It's better to know somebody than to know everything that you need to know. So if I know somebody, you know, where you at, then okay, man. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get over there where you at. It's easier than me just filling out an application. They don't even know who I am. Although I may have experience, you know, so does a lot of other people.
Right.
Or they may have a degree. I may have a degree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. They said that she did something strange for a little change.
Well, allegedly, we don't know that.
Yeah, I said they said you too.
Yeah, they said, right? Yeah, but I could still
he said allegedly too. So
yeah,
they said it. I didn't say it.
I could still be like, you know what? I try to give you a chance, but I just see you like to habitually step on that line. So
yeah. Habitual line stepper.
There you go. Tap dancing.
Man. Yeah, man. So shout out to Joy Reid, man. I did want to go a little deeper into it. No pun intended. Yeah, that was pun intended. Actually, I did say that on purpose.
Boy, you're a wild one. You're a wild one.
You know, because there are some things, you know, she has some crazy takes as it relates to, you know, man. She talked about, you know, she thinks prostitution should be legalized, whether I believe that or not. She talked about, you know, her dating range is 25 to 70. And you know, in between those ranges, she dates different guys because of different reasons. So yeah, she has some, you know, there's some other stuff involved in there. I mean, I'm not saying that's a crazy take, the age range, but she has some other stuff to say. But we will move on to the next topic. We got two more. We're gonna try to get these in real quick.
Ooh, overtime. Okay.
All right, man. You know, if you got a roll, man, I understand, man. I know you. You know, I know.
Man, trying to get to my fruit vendor, man, before he closed. What we got?
Oh, you going to what? Fruit Me?
Nah, that's a little another spot over here on the way to the house. New
Oh.
cat I'm messing with.
Have you been to Fruit Me?
Fruit Me? No, where's that at?
It's on Vermont and I think Sepulveda. Sepulveda. I think Vermont and Sepulveda. So when you get off the 110, where is that, the 110? Yeah, you get off the 110 on Sepulveda, and then
Vermont and Sepulveda run the same way, don't they?
I think they turn when you get to a certain, like it curves or
that's
whatever.
like PCH, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Like they're right there on the corner. It's like a fruit truck. It's pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
I might have to check them out.
I'll send you the Instagram joint.
Yeah, send it to me.
Yes, sir. But anyway, we will go on to the next topic. Tragedy.
Who was stabbed to death while on the job returned to the scene of the crime. This time they're honoring her life. Good evening. I'm Brandon Hudson.
And I'm Taryn Asher. It happened last week at the East Point McDonald's. Her co-worker accused of killing her, leaving the community devastated. Fox News' Camila Murray joining us now live from this vigil. And wow, we see all the people behind you. It left a lot of people just truly asking a lot of questions, Camille.
Yeah, an absolutely horrible story we've been covering since the very beginning. And yes, as you can see, a lot of people here getting ready to honor her and pay tribute to Jennifer Harris, 39 years old, single mother of 6, loved by so many, a manager here for 15 years here at this McDonald's. I want you to take a look at her picture and some video from what happened on Thursday, and let's talk about that. I'm sure many reviewers remember this happened on Thursday morning. She got into a sort of altercation with one of the employees. According to police, she sent that employee home because that employee was not doing their performed duties. This is all according to sworn testimony from a detective in court on Friday. So that employee leaves and comes back about 5 minutes later and allegedly stabs Jennifer Harris several times in the drive-through area inside. Somebody witnesses it. They are a CPL holder, and they've actually pulled up waiting for their food. They shot a gun into the air to try to stop everything, but it was too late. And then they actually held the suspect in custody at gunpoint until police were able to get there. Obviously, this is so devastating for so many people. We got a chance to talk to family members last week when this first happened. And I want you to listen to some of this emotional sound from one of Jennifer Harris's oldest children. She is Antonio Griffin. Take a listen.
My mama was a good person. She was the best mom anybody could ever ask for. She woke up every day and went to work for us. My mama died trying to take care of us. She was so good to everybody. A hardworking woman, so kind. If anybody needed help, she would give you her last, give you the shirt off her back.
I'll stop her right there. Tragic, man. Man, that's one thing, man. It seems like, man, this world is getting worse and worse every day. You know, like something senseless like this, you know, somebody's taking somebody else's life, and everybody's life is gonna be ruined now. You know, her family, the one who took, you know, who's gone, family's life is gonna be ruined. She has 6 kids. Her kids are gonna be without a mother. And for something tragic like this to happen, I'm sure it keeps a longer effect on you. Like if it was, you know, I'm not saying any other way is less, you know, harmful to the kids, but I mean, for something like this to happen this way, it's crazy and senseless. And then the girl, she's gonna go to jail for the rest of her life. Her life is over, you know. So whatever was going on, inside of those, doors doesn't matter anymore because you're gonna be locked away. You don't have to worry about no fries. You don't have to worry about turning no fries, flipping no burgers, mopping the floor. None of that. Like you're gonna be locked up. You don't have to, maybe worry about, somebody flipping you. And so I just think it was senseless. And I heard this video or I saw this video already, and I kind of didn't want to hear it. Because that the girl, when she was talking, kind of was, kind of heartbreaking. And it's unfortunate that this happened. And prayers going out to the family of this lady affected in this tragedy. I don't know. Like I also heard, and I don't know how sure this is because I looked up some videos and I couldn't find it, but maybe I just didn't look well enough. But even though this doesn't excuse that, somebody was saying that the girl had posted multiple videos that the manager was bullying her. Like this is the ongoing thing. I don't know how true that is. So, I don't want to speak too much to it. I just want to go off the facts that we have. But that's what I saw and heard from. Well, that's what I heard from somebody else who kind of covered this subject. But mother of six, it's crazy, man. I really don't know, what else to say about it, but it's just an unfortunate thing. And yeah. I know you on your way out, Cuzzo.
Yeah, I could speak on it. It's just one of those things. I actually saw the video that you're talking about, and I didn't put two and two together. But then I kind of saw the clip, and if I find it, I'll send it to you. I seen it on the ground, and she was just in her car, just saying like, this woman is bullying me. She keeps bothering me, and she sent me home, and something. Like she was just upset, not crying or anything, but just real calm, collective. A young lady probably has like some emotional stability issues. You can kind of tell, and just kind of cut to like I think the news thing you just showed, and I was like, oh wow, so she went in there and really took it to the level. And I was just looking at the comments, and she was like, yeah, well, you're not going to have no shift no more, period, because you're going to be in jail for life, just kind of looking at it from a perspective of, maybe sometimes children are put into certain situations to where they need, someone to kind of talk them through or talk them out of, these life situations to where you don't want to ruin your life over, an emotional mistake that you're seeking to make, because of the emotions getting the better of you, or, for men, it's your ego, not allowing you just to say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna just let this go, and then we can just keep it moving forward and just let it go because it's not worth it. 9 times out of 10 is not worth it. So it's tragic, like we say, thought-
There you go. I think you're good.
Turn it on.
There, you good. I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but my Spotify keep turning on. I couldn't hear myself talk. So
Hey, man, it's ready to turn up, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
that's what it sounds like. But yeah, man, unfortunate situation. And this is just one of those things to where, I see that the youth need more mentorship. Girls, guys, we all need more, people in our lives that we can have these conversations with, and I'm pretty sure she has somebody that she can call, you know, and talk to them about that situation. She'll be, at home right now,
Right.
you know. So
I think that yeah, I was it's funny because I was thinking the same thing, but I was thinking, I don't know her situation, but my second thought was where are the parents at, you know, because this is one of the things that, you know, parents usually kind of teach you like conflict resolution, hopefully, they're able to teach you how to handle things like that. And then how not to make this thing escalate to something like this, where your life is over with. You took somebody else's life and your life is over with. Um, so where was the parents at? And then also too is that when people don't have somebody, and actually they could have somebody around, but they take to social media and they use social media as an outlet, and then you have these people who put a battery in your back and tell you to do things that could be at your detriment. They're not trying to de-escalate the issue. They're just involved in the anger that you have, and they're trying to, oh girl, I would do this if I wouldn't let her bully me. Like all that stuff is not uh a good way to process this stuff because it doesn't ease the situation and allow the person to come up with a good way to go about resolving this or figuring this thing out. It just, like I said, it just puts a battery in this person's back and they want to lash out. And so she lashed out, and unfortunately it came to this. And that's social media could be great, but then it also could be, harmful as well, and if she was going to social media, kind of like, I think you said you sent it to me, or you said you will send it to me.
I said I'll look for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you breaking up too. Yeah, you was breaking up, but that's cool. Yeah, but it was unfortunate, and hopefully, like I said earlier, prayers out to her, to the family. Prayers out to her, man, as well, because I know she has a journey that, she is about to partake, a journey that I don't ever want to have to do. I don't want to have to spend a day, an hour, a second behind bars. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that, man. Unless you had anything else, Colo, that you wanted to talk about as it relates to this topic, we could go to our last one.
No, that's it. That's all I have to say on it.
I knew you was gonna say that, but I just thought I would ask. All right, so next subject and the last one. Let me see. I can stop sharing that. Man, I'm gonna mute you though, real quick. I'm gonna mute you. Last subject. Uno will be debuting in some Las Vegas casinos. Let's check it out.
Uno will become a table game, a whole experience really out there at one of the casinos in Las Vegas. So it's going to take the game that you all played as like kids, you know, with all the reverses and then, you know, whatever it is, you can, I can't forget all the different cards, but I feel like I played it for years. So anyway, it's going to be a whole like themed experience. They'll have special suites. They'll do it as card games. So where's it going to be? At the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas, which I'm not familiar with, but that's where it's going to be. So they'll have private dealers. They'll have all kinds of Uno games, because you know there's so many, but there'll be ones you've never heard of, like Uno Golf, Uno Teams, and Uno Show 'em No Mercy. Dozens of people needed to be evacuated from this rare.
Yeah, man. So Uno, man, I've never heard of those versions of Uno before. Uno Golf, Uno No Mercy, wherever it is. But anyway, when I first heard that Uno will be a game, you know, in Vegas, I thought a couple things actually. One of them was how we playing. Hey, that's the number one question. People going, hey, how you playing? Because some people, hey, I'm putting reverses on top of reverses and you know, draw forwards. Hey, I'm trying to take you out. So I don't know. That's the first question. How we playing? And the second question is, are we gonna have security up in that thing? That was the second question. And then the last question was, who came up with this idea? Do they know what they doing? That's clumped together. Cause I know the Uno, you know, I done seen some crap games, you know, people done got real excited. I've seen some, you know, other games like maybe roulette, people are excited when somebody wins. But when you see people at a house play Uno, hey man, it's real animated. You know how people yelling, you cheating, you got some people getting mad. I got some questions that need to be answered first before I decide to go play. Cause I might fear for my life, you know, if I, you know, go to Vegas and play Uno. It sounded good. I was like, hey, come on, Vegas. That's what's up. But then those other questions happen. Like, hey, what we doing? How we playing? And I'm sure, I don't know. We'll see how those rules are. It's funny because hey, the lady, the newscaster, she ain't had no idea what Uno was about. She ain't never played Uno in her life. That's what it sounds like. But what's your take on Uno making its way to Vegas?
My thought first was what demographic do you think this is catering to? Because I'm pretty sure, you know, that only ones that really play Uno is the people that look like me and you.
You see, she said you know nothing about it.
Right. So I don't think this is like an American Pie, you know, type game to where this is America's game. Like everyone plays Uno. You know what I'm saying? Just like dominoes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like any other game. They didn't say Twister. You know, they didn't say, you know, whatever other game, you know, other demographics may frequent, you know, as they were growing up. They said Uno. You know what I'm saying? So that to me is a pop culture type game, and the demographics, you know, are, you know, people that may look like me and you, you know. So they're wanting to get because they know it's going to be competitive. They know it's going to be.
I don't think they know really what they doing.
I think they do know. I think, you know, the gaming industry is very, very intentional, you know, about when they start and bring out new games. And I just want to know how they gonna make money from it. Like you said, the rules. Actually, shoot, my wife and my son was playing Uno. Just the other day, she was teaching them how to play Uno. He was getting real competitive with it. And there were some Uno cards even in that deck. I was like, this ain't no regular Uno. What type of Uno is this?
Right.
So it's just kind of like, okay, it's a little different type of Uno. So matter of fact, shit, we might play tonight. But yeah, that was my thought when I thought about it. I was like, Uno, because this is a child's game.
Hey, man, they changed it. That we changed it from a child's game to a.
Yeah, and it is a game that you can play with your family, with adults, cousins. Everyone gets competitive, I'm sure, as we all know. Like you say, you get crazy with the reverses and the draw fours. Yeah, you damn near want to fight the person. It's like, man, I had like 2 cards, and now I got 7 cards. Like, yeah, we about to get out. So, it'll be interesting. I'm interested to see how it goes. Like, I get the whole thing, the whole thing with promotion, but how it actually plays out. The game, gambling, the money, is involved. Is it person to person? How does the house, involve themselves? Like, if they come out with a draw of 4, it's like, man, now you got to pick up 4 more cards, and yeah, now you lose. So is it gonna be like, Texas Hold'em? Like, it's gonna be Uno tournaments? I'm pretty sure it'll be Uno tournaments. Is it cutthroat? Man to man? Is it teams? It's a lot of different ways. I'm sure they can steer this thing and promote it. So I'm definitely interested in that for sure.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing how this whole setup is, because it's funny. They said they're gonna have special rooms or whatever. Hey, are those rooms gonna have bulletproof glass in here? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's a certain demographic that's gonna be there, and if it gets heated at home, I'm sure it's a potential that it can get heated inside that thing. I don't know if they fully know. They may know, but I don't think they fully know how a black Uno game goes. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a couple parodies out there about it, and there was one, from the movie Menace to Society. At the beginning when they was playing cards, and he was like, "You owe me money too, mother."
Oh yeah,
He's like, "Hell no, here you go." You know what I'm saying? I seen that one. I thought it was funny. And then I seen one where this dude he was like, Uno. To his card, he had his last card in his hand. And then, like, you spoke, hey man, they went around the table. One dude had a draw 4, one dude had a draw 2, the other dude had a draw 4, and he ended up with like 16 cards in his hand, and his face changed. Hey man, can you imagine putting, like, hey, I'm putting it all in there.
Right.
All in there. Hey, I got 1 card left. And you excited. And like you said, the dealer got some draw 4s in his hand, and he just, hey, I'm tearing something up, man. Maybe I shouldn't go and play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, all jokes aside, what was you gonna say?
I said, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I had another thought, because I'm pretty sure this is gonna be like a pilot program, testing to see, because if it goes well, then you'll see, this pop up in LA too.
Yeah.
They already. I think I've seen a post. I sent it to you. They already. About to bring like a pop up gaming center here. Already. So we'll see. Maybe it'd be like bingo. Go to the bingo hall. Take
all people there.
Right. And you gonna have all the younger people there at the Uno hall. You know what I'm saying?
Never see no grandma at no Uno hall, man. You
said all the younger people.
Okay. I saw you said take grandma, so I thought you was still okay. Yeah, we leaving grandma at home. Okay, I got it.
Talk about for bingo, usually grandma be at bingo. Now you got something for the younger kids.
Right.
Younger
Man.
kid got the Uno Hall. I'm about to go down to the Uno Hall. Take me a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it like you said, it'll be interesting. We'll see how this plays out. Hopefully, hey, y'all be safe out there, man. Don't be getting too high. Don't be throwing all your money on it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you.
Man, it's not worth it.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. But anyway, any closing remarks? Cuz we gonna shut it down until next week.
Man, the last two shows, man, we've been going an hour and a half. That's crazy.
My bad, man. Hey,
That's good though. But yeah, I mean, everybody, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy those days you got to yourself. If you don't have to work, and if you work, get it done. Get to the house and try to do something for yourself. And yeah, cuz as always, appreciate you. Setting us up, setting the show up. Getting us right, getting us tight, and yeah, man. If you're watching this, at a later date time, definitely leave us a comment and let us know what you thought. Leave your own comments about anything that you feel compelled to, leave your thoughts about, because it definitely lets us know that the information that we're sharing and we're speaking about is something that, people care about. And if you don't care about it, then you're probably going to talk about it anyway. So either way it go, we appreciate you. So that's my spiel.
Yes, sir. So yeah, man, we gotta go overtime so we can get to our 10,000 hours quicker.
Yeah, gotta put in the time.
Yeah. Yeah. So man, I don't have much to say, man. I'm gonna do my Russell Simmons. We're grateful for you. We appreciate those who are watching. Episode 30. Man, please like, comment, and subscribe. Anything else? We'll see you next week, episode 31. Peace.
It's dope. I like that.